What's up, YouTube? Shamu Aquariums here, bringing you guys another video. And today I'm going to talk about why you should not get a Pleco for your aquarium. Now, there's a very common belief that Plecos will clean the tank, get all the algae off the glass and all the surfaces and all that. And most of the time when they get bigger, that is not the case. Now, the Pleco that I have in here, he is a gold spot Pleco. They go by the L numbers L001 or L022. You can see his tail sticking out there. I'm not sure why they have two L numbers, but those are the L numbers that they go by. And he is about 1 foot long. When I measured him exactly, he came out to 11 3/4 inches. And he's about 8 years old. And in the 8 years that I've had him, he hasn't really been that much of a pooper until recently. And ever since I added this large piece of driftwood, or 2 pieces of driftwood to this tank, I've been noticing all these turds all over the gravel. Now, he still doesn't produce those long giant strings of poop like I've seen common Plecos do. And luckily this guy won't grow to be a 2-foot monster like the common Plecos do, but still, he is a massive pooper. And these turds are pretty thick. And this did not become a problem until recently. Surprisingly, he wasn't that much of a pooper, but then I go out and get this driftwood, and I've been noticing a lot more of this. Here he comes. But I think the reason for this is because Plecos like to eat driftwood. They like to munch on the driftwood and all that. And I believe that munching on the driftwood is the reason why he's pooping a lot more recently. And he is very lucky that he's pretty. I love that pattern of the little yellow spots all over his body. But, so I honestly do get Plecos for their looks, especially these types of Plecos. I get them for looks. I don't buy them for the purpose of cleaning algae and all that shit. And I know that Plecos do tend to poop a lot. But honestly, this is probably going to be my last Pleco. I've enjoyed my time with Plecos. I'm kind of over it at this point because of all the waste they produce. But yeah, common belief is that, oh, Pleco, suckerfish, they'll clean all the algae off your glass and all the surfaces of the tank. But it's not really worth it because they poop a lot. Very heavy bio load on the tank. And if you want a proper algae cleaner, go get Siamese algae eaters or otosynchus catfish. Don't waste your time with Plecos or Chinese algae eaters. Once those guys get bigger, they will usually stop eating algae and they'll mostly prefer meaty foods, or in the case of Plecos, driftwood. Now, I think my Pleco's kind of an exception. I do see this big guy sucking on the glass a lot, and I hardly ever have any algae growth on the glass or the rocks over here. I usually only notice algae growth in these upper corners over here where my Pleco usually doesn't go. But other than that, there's really never any algae across the front of the glass, and I'm pretty sure this guy is the reason. But in most cases, you will not have Plecos helping very much with algae. All they really do is just sit there and eat the food that you put in the tank, and then they just shit a lot. You see back here, there is a lot of turds back here. Photobombing Roseline. But yeah. And these aren't the giant long poop strings that you would normally see from Plecos, but there's still a lot of these thick little turds all over the place. So yeah, if you want a fish that will clean algae out of your tank, skip the Plecos. Get Siamese algae eaters or otosynchus. Do not waste your time with Plecos. This guy is lucky he's pretty, but he will be my last Pleco because I'm honestly getting really annoyed looking at all this. And I just did a water change gravel vacuum yesterday. And my Pleco thanks me for it by leaving all his little gifts all over the gravel. So like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.